G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road and today I'm at Sydney Airport. I'm about to jump on a China Airlines flight, CI52, which is a Airbus A350-900, heading between Sydney and Taipei in Taiwan. So I'm about to jump on this plane. In this video I'm going to give you a bit of a tour, take you through what the experience is like, give you my thoughts, so you can be best prepared if you're thinking about catching this particular plane, on what to expect and whether it's right for you. All right, let's do it. So couldn't be happy with the way things have started. If you're coming into kind of the departure at the first terminal here at Sydney International, it's B, so it's like gate B, so it's like one of the first stop-offs. So don't go all the way down the other end and get out, you have to walk all the way back. But got here, check-in queue, as you can see behind me here, was really small, one of the smallest I've ever seen actually, for a reasonably busy flight too. So obviously processing people quite quickly. Really seamless check-in. Only thing of note being that they did weigh my backpack, my carry-on, and gave it a little certificate to say that it was underweight. So that's definitely something to keep in mind because, you know, it's a small backpack. I usually don't think about it and you never know how much it really weighs. So that's something to note. But otherwise, I was really happy with the lady who checked us in. She kind of had a couple of queries about my seat. I'm a big dude, you know, always got a couple of queries about my seat when it comes to planes. And she sorted me out, helped me out, moved me so that there was a seat where there was no one next to me, I think. So fingers crossed it stays like that. That'll be a very much easier flight. Anyway, those are my initial impressions. Let's get on the plane and see what this flight's like. Righto, so I've just got off the flight and I'm in one piece. I'm actually feeling all right actually, not too bad, bit of rest. It's a 9-hour flight from Sydney to Taipei. I reckon I intermittently slept for about 5 hours of it. I don't know how much sleep you actually go on these planes, someone always waking you up constantly, but yeah, I feel reasonably rested. Not too achy or painy either, so that's all a good sign. So the flight itself, look, wasn't over the moon about it. Wasn't particularly bad, but it definitely didn't really excel as much as I thought it might, given that a couple of places I looked at online were referring to this as a premium airline. I think it was still a little bit behind the times to call it that. But anyway, I've done some pros and cons, so let's jump into those. So firstly, I thought the staff were great. Check-in was nice and easy. Every time I asked for something on the plane, it was quick, it was easy, it was done with a smile. They had a very full plane, like very few spare seats, and it was on the tarmac and ready to go ahead of schedule. Like we were there well before we needed to take off. So all kind of ran pretty well in that regard. There was carry-on space was pretty ample, I thought, for a full flight. Like, you know, there was plenty of space for my bag. Every other bag I saw, I didn't see anyone like kind of going up and down the aisles looking for places for their bags. So that was a positive. I thought the design was really interesting. It kind of feels very open and spacious. Like it's not claustrophobic. The way it kind of sections off the different classes is very rounded. It's not like a big block. The toilet blocks didn't feel like a giant, you know, like just huge monstrosity in the middle of the plane. It just felt really open and light actually. It had these kind of bamboo wood panels that, you know, actually worked and kind of making it feel a bit lighter and nicer. Now the headrest was multi-foldable, so you could kind of bend up the corners to give you a little bit of head support. The screen was pretty good clarity. I'll go into a little bit more about the screen in a sec, but yeah, I thought the clarity of it was pretty nice. And the options that were available on the entertainment screen, you know, looking at the flight in 3D and playing games, watching movies, music, that type of stuff was all pretty solid. There was no rattling. It was a very smooth flight. Even when there was a bit of turbulence, there wasn't things rattling around everywhere. It certainly helped me get some sleep. The middle bathrooms were really quite sizable for plane bathrooms. I was really impressed by that. As a big dude, sometimes I get into some of these airplane toilets and I just, like, my head's against the roof and my legs are against the sink and it's just gnarly. This was actually quite spacious, I thought. The temperature was pretty much perfect for the entire flight, no hot and cold ups and downs that you sometimes get. I thought the wine was okay. And there was pretty decent legroom in the economy seats if you were sitting upright. Now I'm going to go into this a little bit more in a second, but if you were sitting upright, I thought it was actually a good inch beyond my knees, and I'm 6'4", so I'm almost 2 metres tall. So that's a great result. Now onto the cons. Now I thought the food was pretty average. Like, it's edible, but that's about it. For dinner I had a chicken rice option, and that was fine, but it kind of came with a weird salad that was bland. It came with a Kit Kat, but it was melted, and when I got it swapped over, the other one I got it swapped over for tasted pretty rank. Breakfast was very poor. So there was yogurt, for example, but no spoon. There was coffee, but no milk. When I got the milk for the coffee was so bad I didn't drink it. The orange juice was not orange juice, it was orange drink. It was also disgusting, I didn't drink it. I went for the omelette option, which came with a chicken sausage, because I'm not supposed to be eating pork at the moment. Good old cholesterol. But I should have gone with the pork noodles because the omelette was so tasteless and bland. And the breakfast came with exactly the same fruit as dinner. And it says a lot that my favourite part of breakfast was the 2 bits of pineapple that came in the fruit. Also kind of it came with like cups that were really low quality. Like, they served the wine in like this really thin plastic cup that didn't have much going for it. Now onto the entertainment unit. I thought the supplied headphones were pretty average. They were loud, so the volume wasn't a problem, but the sound all mashed together. So basically I found it really hard to understand the voices from the backing sound. Like, it was really quite awkward to hear it, even though it was super loud. It was just a mash of sound. The movie selection wasn't that great. Like, it was okay. There was definitely to get you through the flight, but sometimes they're just massive libraries nowadays. It wasn't a big library, and half of them obviously aren't in English. And they had edited them quite gnarly. So there was like blurred bits, and there was a bit of body showing, and there was swear words removed, which made some of them like kind of hard to really follow. I watched The Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson in it, and there was a few blurred bits in that, and lots of like F words that were cut out that just made following it pretty hard to understand. Great movie though, fantastic performance from Pamela Anderson, really, really good. Nicely shot too. Now there's games on the screens, as I said. Now that's good and fun and all, but when the person behind you is playing a game, they're just poking the screen constantly, which is just like someone poking you in the back. So the guy behind me played it for about an hour, and it was just like I was getting tapped on the shoulder constantly for an hour. It was really frustrating. So good idea to have the games, bad idea to have them as touchscreen experiences. Now the seats are hard. There wasn't really much give to them at all. They're not very soft or plush in any way, shape or form, so you kind of get a bit of pressure pain after a while. And the recline causes issues for tall people. Now it's a good recline, and if you're under 6 foot, I think you'll be right. But for people my height, what happens is when you recline, it pushes the seat forward. So the top half goes back and the bottom half goes forward. So it gives you more recline, which is great, but it pushes your knees forward. So when you recline, your knees suddenly go into that inch gap you had on your knees, well, I had on my knees, disappeared. And then when the person in front of me reclined, there was basically, like I had the seat was on my knees. So that wasn't great. So if you're thinking about going on China Airlines, look, just keep your expectations in check. I've been in far worse airlines, but I've been in a lot better ones as of 2025 anyway. The modern planes are getting pretty good. There's definitely some positives I've gone through, but some of the cons really are sticking with me a little bit, at this stage anyway. But at the end of the day, I did get from A to B without any major discomfort. And a really smooth flight, and like I said, the staff were excellent, and that always makes a big difference. If I had some tips for you, it would probably be to bring your own headphones, so your own wide headphones. It was just a normal headphone jack, so you didn't have to need that kind of double jack. You could just use a single jack, like a normal pair of headphones. So I'd definitely bring those. Definitely bring a neck pillow, because the pillows that they had on there were really average. They were like plasticky kind of cover on them, so they made a sound and they were uncomfortable on the head, so bring a neck pillow. Definitely recommend that. Maybe a little bit of spare food in case you don't like what is served to you might be a good idea. And if you're a tall person and you're getting an overnight flight, You definitely want to avoid those middle seats in economy, because if the person in front of you reclines and you want to recline, you're going to be in trouble real quick, I think. At least if you've got an aisle seat, you can tuck a leg down the aisle and give you a bit of freedom. Anyway, I'm Chris Stead. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helped you with your decision about China Airlines. I'm going to be doing a flight back from Taiwan to Sydney on the premium economy, so I'll put up a review of that as well as some stuff from around Taiwan. So keep an eye on the channel, plenty more to come. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chris Stead. Check you later.